All right, guys, this is kind of scary. So, yesterday I saw this news article about how hackers can now use AI to actually listen in on Zoom calls, or I guess any kind of conference call, and figure out which keys are being pressed just from the subtle differences in the sound made when tapping each key. Now, of course, that's pretty scary. And it means that if you're on a call and sitting there, quietly logging into a site and maybe typing in a password, someone on the call could hear that and actually figure out which keys you were pressing, revealing your password. So what can we do about this? Well, I thought this would be a great opportunity to test out our AI risk analysis feature, built especially for concerns like this. It analyzes the news report and determines which policies we have or need to have to make sure we're not hit by this type of attack. This'll be fun. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, so I can go to Staff Wiki, go to the Incidents tab, and click the Report Incident button. Now we select the IT department and select Concern in the type. Now we'll paste in the title here. And go back and copy as much of the article as we can, like this. And then switch back to the Staff Wiki screen and paste the text of the article in here. So what we're doing here is creating a report of a concern. A concern isn't an incident or even a hazard. It's just something that you heard about and are maybe concerned over. We can report that in our system so we can then get the AI to analyze it. So let's submit this and just wait a second. All right. Now that that's done, normally what'll happen is it will be received by someone and they'll investigate and add logs to it and so on. But what we'll do instead is click this AI risk analysis button. This is the exciting part. I can click this button here and the AI will search through all our policies in our policy library to see which policies might protect against this type of attack. Now, if it can't find anything, it'll even suggest creating a new policy or adding a section to an existing policy. It does this automatically without me doing anything. This is a great way to have your policies evolve to cater to new threats as they arise. And it's really fun to see what it comes up with. Great, so now that processing is complete, it takes us to the generated analysis report. Lots of information for us to read here. So at the top here, it gives you a nice summary of the issue, which it generates from reading the news article. Underneath that, it gives an evaluation of whether this concern is even relevant to our company. It can do this because we provided some information about our company beforehand in the configuration settings. And if we scroll down a little bit further, this is where things get more interesting. So you'll see here that it's looked through our system, looking for any policies that mitigate this incident or concern. It then found this password policy right here, which is great. It tells us the location of the policy and provides its own analysis of how that policy mitigates it exactly. For example, it points out how the policy suggests using complex passwords, something that would make it harder to pick up from the audio, and also suggests 2FA, which would keep your login protected even if someone does find out your password. But down here, it concedes that this would only partially mitigate the risk. To fully mitigate it, it would need to add more to the policy. So let's scroll down a little bit. So here you go. This mitigation actually suggests an amendment to the policy, and below it here is a preview of some of the text that it would add. You know what? Let's go ahead and click this button so it'll generate the amendment. This'll take a few seconds while it retrieves more info from the AI and prepares the changes. So here we can see it has put us into the editor for this policy, and it's added this section here at the end of the policy. It's pretty specific, which is great. It looks like it adds some really useful advice too. This is fantastic. You know, usually I would update this a bit, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and publish it as is. So let's go to the Publish button and click OK. So now that that's in there, let's click back on the Incidents tab, then click on our incident and click the link to get back to the AI analysis again. Okay. So if we scroll down to where the amendment suggestion was, we can see that now it's updated with an explanation for how those changes, that amendment we made, provides a full mitigation for the issue at hand. Isn't that great? Now look at this here where it says Stats. This gives us some useful insights into just how much our staff are referencing this policy. In this case, not very much. So maybe we need to do something about that. Now luckily, it has some buttons here that let me take care of that. I can send the new policy out to staff just by clicking this Send button here, or I can even send out more attestation requests by using this button here. Isn't that handy? So let's think for a moment about what we achieved here. We saw this news article, And within just a couple of minutes, we've come up with mitigations in our organization to ensure we're protected from it happening to us. Now that's what I call effective counterintelligence, and a great example of how AI can help protect us from cyber attacks. Oh, one more thing. This is important. Now, we copied the news article into this incident report, but we really don't want to keep those details there permanently because that could be copyright infringement. Temporary copying for analysis is covered by fair use. So we'll go to the top of the analysis and click this handy button here to copy the summary of the article into the main details. Super easy, just click OK, and it's done, and the original news article has been removed from the system with all the analysis still remaining. Exactly what we need. All right, so are you interested in trying it out yourself? StaffWiki has a ton of features for securing an organization's policies and procedures, managing risk, and maintaining compliance. You can try it out today by visiting staff.wiki. Thanks for watching.